Hey everyone, this is Andy Petronic.
And Michael Stanwyck, and we are here with your next lifestyle practice. Your practice for next week is the declutter practice. So what you will do every day next week is declutter one of your spaces. This can be a physical space, this can be a virtual space, it can be small, it can be large. You could, for instance, clean off a desktop. You could clean out your email inbox. You could clear out your Evernote notebooks. You could take on your entire garage and chip away at that every day next week, just as long as you work at decluttering a space every day next week.
Yeah, it works really well for me to do this by selecting something that might be a big project, but I break it down into little tiny steps.
Right.
You know, like my garage is a great example, actually, of something that really needs doing, and I've avoided starting it because it's such an overwhelming thing. I'm not committing to doing that.
Well, and sometimes it just does take getting started.
Just getting started.
Just say I'm going to do the northwest quadrant of the garage today.
Right. And we're not even giving limits on time. Like, we're not telling you it has to take 10 minutes. It could take 3 minutes. There's a certain momentum that happens as a result of just starting.
Right. And part of the idea behind a practice like this is really getting clarity around all of your stuff. I mean, physical clutter or virtual clutter can just add to the weight that you carry around every day. When you walk into a cluttered space, it kind of just it shakes things up to the point where it's sometimes hard to focus on what it is you want to focus on. I actually have a practice that I've done for a long time on and off. I just call it leave no trace. And for me, it's an ongoing practice of decluttering. And it's funny. It's kind of like it's almost like an active meditation. If I dirty dishes, I clean them. If I take something out of the closet, I put it away. If I turn something on, I turn it off. I just make sure that the area that I'm in looks the same when I leave it as when I started.
You are my wife's dream.
Well, let's not start with that.
We're finishing with that.
Yeah. So what really seems to make a difference for me about that is it's also a matter of just taking time out. Like, if I look at something and go, I need to do those dishes, and my first response is, I don't have time for that right now. My first response to that is, that's exactly why it's going to help. Right. Because it's going to slow me down. It's going to give me just enough space to breathe where I don't walk into the next thing I do with all of that frantic energy. I'm not allowed to transfer that frantic energy to doing the dishes. It's just a practice of, now I'm going to do the dishes and get them out of the sink. And it actually brings me back to a place of being slower and more aware and able to go into the next thing a little bit more clear.
There's almost always, we've never had somebody completely stumped, like with not anything that they need to organize, anything that they need to declutter, anything that they need to get rid of, anything that they need to clean.
Right.
So everyone can find something. Even if you're very, very, very organized, you can find something that needs to be straightened up that you've avoided doing, or that needs doing and has been needed doing for a while.
If you can't find anything,
could be your T-shirts in your closet, for God's sakes.
Knock over a jar of pencils and then just pick
them
up.
Yeah, 52 card pickup. My dad taught me how to play that game when I was very young.
So that's the practice. Just pick a space, any space, no space too small, and declutter it each day. All right?
Have a great week.
We'll see you soon.